Hey, friends. So, I had a phone call earlier from one of my sponsors, right? So, a sponsor is in reference to what I use a sponsor for. So, a sponsor is somebody who I have gotten into communication with in order to somebody to walk beside me on my journey through recovery. More specifically, a sponsor is supposed to help you work through the steps, but really working through the steps is really like working through your emotional baggage, figuring out how to do that and then how to continue doing that as your life goes on. So that way you don't get all piled up with crap to deal with, and you can learn to just deal with it as it comes. Anyways, so sponsorship is super important because it reminds us that we're not alone. It reminds us that while we are unique, we are not so unique that there's not somebody else who can understand and help us. And that doesn't even necessarily mean that they had to have gone through the same things that we've gone through. That just means that they've gone through some stuff and they've made it through some stuff. And that in itself, right? If we can be around somebody who's really made it through some stuff, it's kind of like, well, maybe this isn't that bad. So I have to keep in communicate. So my ego tells me that I don't have to keep in communication with my sponsors. Or I guess another word for sponsors would be mentors, because there's actually a lot of people in my life that I use for different things. And I mean use in the best way, not in a manipulative way, but in a growing way, in a way people like to help people. And so if that can make somebody else feel good, they're helping me do whatever it is, right? So I have people that I talk to like about my life stuff, about my deep, dark crap that I'm working through currently. It's important, as transparent as I try to be, for my growth purposes, for my own growth purposes. There are things that I don't get completely transparent about, that I just completely avoid the conversation of, because it's hard and because it sucks. And that's the beauty of having a sponsor or a mentor. It's different from having a best friend. A lot of times, especially, which I'm learning to be different with this too, with my best friends, more often than not, we think very alike. And so I tend to agree with them. Plus, I'm so emotionally attached to them. It's either like I agree with them or I want to try to make them feel better about the situation instead of just being there with them. Like, there's not always an answer. Sometimes we just need people. Look at that hair. So anyways, the point of sponsorship is to help us, right? Is to walk this journey with somebody else. The point of mentorship is to learn something, see somebody who has something that you want, and literally talk to them about how to get it. Train me, right? That's what mentorship is to a degree, is train me with that knowledge that you have. That is what this hard stuff, that's what I totally got off track. The hard stuff that I don't talk to people about, that I don't openly talk about, I could keep it all inside and stuff it, right? And pretend like it's not there and not deal with it. And on the outside, be completely fine and probably get through my life the way that I've gotten through it so far. Whether sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, but I'm still here. I've still gotten through it. However, that's not what I want to do these days. I am learning recently to really open up with these sponsors and these mentors and these people who I can have good one-on-one time, because some of this stuff is humiliating to say. It's not just like deep, dark secrets. It's like having a feeling, knowing that it's wrong or knowing that it's incorrect, and not knowing, and having a safe place to say, I don't care what this sounds like. This is how I feel. And maybe I want to feel this way, or maybe I don't. But having a safe place to vocalize those things rather than stuff those things down and pretend like they aren't there and that everything is just fine, having a place to release those things is so much better. I always thought that meetings did that for me, right? That group meetings did that for me. And they did for a long time, until I really started digging down deep. And it's like, oh, I got a lot of stuff in here that needs a lot of skeletons in my closet, right? So what I'm going to encourage you guys to do today is to reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody who who you admire, reach out to somebody who has something that you want and open up the conversation with them about it. I mean, even if it's not somebody, if somebody that you don't know, like even if they reject you, even if they say, you're dumb and I'm not going to talk to you about that, or that's my business, or whatever they say, like you stepped out of your comfort zone and you did something, right? You did something that you've never done before, right? That's the goal. If you want to succeed, you got to do something you've never done before. So go find a mentor. Go find an area in your life that needs improving and find somebody who is doing great in that area and walk right beside them. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.